It's time to get magical on the KJ Today Show with our special guest, Justin Willman from the all new Magic Prank Show on Netflix. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, KJ. How you doing?
Very good. Excited to have you back here on the show today. And I got to tell you, Justin, last night I had my producer over for dinner, and I'd been watching something on Netflix. So, when you pause it, it starts just showing you different shows that are coming up. And your new show, the Magic Prank Show, popped up on screen, and she literally interrupted me and said, "Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this show." And I said to her, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to be talking to Justin tomorrow." So here we are. There's a lot of excitement for the Magic Prank Show. But for those who maybe don't know how this is different from what we've seen before, can you talk about this? Because it's an entirely new concept, right?
It is. It is. Magic for humans, and pretty much all the magic I've ever done is essentially magic for entertainment purposes, right? To blow your mind, make your day, fill you with wonder. But we did a bit in season 1 of Magic for Humans where I kind of tried to convince some guys that they were invisible, right? Which was essentially a prank, and it worked. And this planted the seed in my head of like, wow, magic is this ability to create kind of a false reality. How else can that be used? So I was noodling with this idea for a couple of years and was like, what if I did a magic show where it's all by request, where I'm not doing it for me to be the center of attention, but I'm doing it to like send a message or settle a score or create a false reality on behalf of somebody else. It's basically magic by request, where what it devolved into is me helping people get revenge on their loved ones for things in the past. And I literally posted on my Instagram, if you could have a magician's help pranking someone in your life, who would it be and why? And I was inundated with like all these great replies about real good, real life stuff. So it was a bit of an experiment just to see if I could help these people do the thing that they couldn't do on their own, convince their husband to no longer text and drive, get back at their wife for that thing that she did years ago, get back at their brother for that thing that they always do, that kind of a thing. And hence the show was born.
I would imagine, because as soon as I thought about this, I'm like, oh, I have some people I would like Justin to help me get revenge on. But this is all in fun, correct? Everybody's having a good time at the end.
Yes, actually, everyone ended happy. Everyone is, all the marriages are stronger. All the brothers and sisters are stronger. I'm on a text-basis relationship with everyone we did the prank for, and then everyone we did the pranks on, like everyone hugged it out at the end, which was important to me, but also I think as a viewer, you don't want to watch cringing, like, oh gosh, I feel bad for those people, like everyone we're doing a thing for is justified. I kind of wanted to be a little bit of a magic Robin Hood, if I could, for the greater good. And it's all in good fun. You can watch it with your grandparents. You can watch it with your teenagers, and hopefully everyone will be rooting for the same side.
Were you nervous at all that any of these pranks might backfire into something where, the person who's receiving the prank was not going to take it in fun? Did that cross your mind?
All the time. All the time. Like I was riddled with anxious guilt about like, oh gosh, like what if I do more harm than good? Like what if I overdo it? Like what if what we're getting someone back for, like what I do to them is so much worse, and now someone has to get revenge for what I did. Like I didn't want to create an endless cycle of revenge, although that would be good for multiple seasons. But there were also times where I was wondering if I didn't go hard enough, like there's a girl who reached out because her boyfriend is always texting while driving, which is a serious problem. And she just wanted me to show him how it felt to be in the car with him. So I pose as an Uber driver and I take this guy on a ride from hell, where I basically let him feel the terror that she says she feels. And there were times where I was wondering, like, man, because it's a bit of a scared straight kind of thing, like you really want to use magic in a way that they don't know it's magic, so they truly believe that they're in a bizarre kind of just surreal world. until you eventually reveal, and there's always a sense of relief at the end, and that tends to be where this message is received. It's like, here's why I did this. I did this because you make me feel scared. I want to raise kids with you, but I don't want them to be in the car with you. And I'm kind of standing on the side, really just hoping that I that I did more good than harm.
Have you ever been pranked yourself, Justin? Would it be possible with all of your talents to pull one over on you?
It certainly would be possible. I will say, like, I've because big part of being a magician is deceiving people for the greater good. Essentially, when I say deceiving, that's my fancy word for lying. But
Mhm.
I've grown to be really good at like spotting lies, or kind of just spotting when something is up or when it feels off. Like my job is to, when I'm on stage performing, like even the slightest little thing, the subtlest weirdness, you're holding your hand weird, or you change the way you spoke, like people subconsciously pick up on that, and they don't know what's going on, but they know that something's up, something is in that hand. So I'm really good at trying to get rid of those things in my own performance. I'm really good at spotting it. So I will say I'm hard to prank, but just like I like to be fooled by a good magic trick, I would love to be truly got by somebody for a good reason, for sure.
All right. It is out there. Justin Willman is ready to have his own magic prank turned on him.
Exactly.
Uh, the Magic Prank Show is out on Netflix. I'm sure you're excited with all of the filming that you did and the stories that you already know, to have all of us finally be able to see these episodes. But you're also going on tour, correct?
I'm always on tour, and that's what I love the most is going to my favorite cities and wowing people in person. So I will be in Chicago at the Vic on April 19th. I think I've got an Indianapolis date that's announcing later in April. I'm announcing in April to come back in the fall. I do always love coming to Indianapolis, so I'm always on tour. People can check out my website, justinwillman.com, for the dates. But it's always nice to come see it in 3D after, whatever you enjoy watching on the Netflix. It's always good to come see it with your own eyeballs.
Yeah, I was so hoping that you were going to tell us that Indianapolis was going to be one of your destinations this year. I wanted to ask Justin.
I'd like to come back on and tell you all about it.
Okay, yes, as soon as you've got the dates announced, you know how to find the KJ Today Show. I would love to have you back. I wanted to ask you, Justin, because we've got, this incredible solar eclipse coming up in a week. So, today's April Fool's Day. Next week is the eclipse, and we're in totality zone. Are you, as someone who loves illusion, are you excited? Are you planning on doing any solar eclipse viewing parties yourself?
I'll tell you, man, I don't think my schedule lines up to be in a totality zone. I'm jealous of you guys, but I will say resist the urge to look at that sun directly, because it will only damage your eyeballs and make it harder to wow you when I head out on tour. So that's my only hope. Good to your eyes. Be good to your eyes so I can continue to deceive them.
And Justin, I don't think we've had a chance to, talk much about your own pop culture preferences. We all watch you and binge your shows on Netflix and have our favorite shows. I know you're busy with your touring and everything that you do, but do you have those shows? Do you have any movie franchises or things like that when it's time for you to take a break and binge, that you go to?
For sure. I've been loving these seasons of Fargo on FX, the TV version of the movie. Nothing
Mhm.
I mean, it is some dark comedy moments, but man, it's some great TV. And sometimes after filling the world with funnies, it is nice to watch a little true grit happening there. I love stand-up comedy, of course. David Tell's new special is so great on Netflix.
Mhm.
I remember his first album, almost just laughing myself driving off the road carefully. Like, he makes me laugh so hard. So if people haven't watched that, that's good for a binge. That's a quick watch as well. Tim Robinson's show on Netflix, I Think You Should Leave, is hilarious. So there's so much good stuff out there. There's not enough hours in the day, as you know.
Yeah. And I did, Justin, I had a question from Jeffrey, who's here in Indianapolis. He's been to your shows many times. He said he'd love to get a chance to meet you and wondered if you've ever considered doing conventions or any kind of experience where people could really, chat with you a little bit more and get to know you and understand, how you got into magic and how you do what you do.
I would love that. Like I've been doing magic conventions since I was a kid, and I love conventions and panels and kind of Comic-Con style things. There's not really a full on magical Comic-Con thing, but I do love a chance to really, answer some really specific niche nerdy magic questions and prank questions. So I would totally be down to do that. So tell them to track me down and fire up some questions, because I do love talking shop for sure.
Oh, wonderful. And you know what? We have, I know you've got a date for Indianapolis, but we have a convention here that's a bit unique, Justin, that's called PopCon. And instead of just the comic stuff, it's like a full pop culture experience. And they actually do magic shows. So maybe some time we could get you to.
Be great.
Wouldn't that
would be
be
great.
awesome? Because then you could do a show,
Yeah.
but then also do some panels.
Yeah, and it sounds like I'd have to prank somebody there, so I'm sure someone deserves it. So we can
Listen,
make
I've got a list. All right, Justin.
a naughty list. You've got your own naughty list.
It has been so much fun always to talk with you. Very excited about the Magic Prank Show being out on Netflix. And again, as soon as you've got that date for Indianapolis, we'd love to get you back on here so that we can share with our audience where you're going to be coming to town soon. Until then, have a great day and good luck with the new show and all the tour dates coming up.
Thanks so much. Always good to talk.
Thanks for joining us for another celebrity interview. Of course, the KJ Today Show isn't just about talking to celebs, it's about hanging out with you. Join us live on Wednesday nights for pop culture, people to know, and pets. The KJ Today Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch live Wednesday nights at 7.